Good evening. Thank you for watching, joining me. This is Trainings.net, and last stream, in case you missed it, I got the Comet UI fully up to snuff with the Windows UI. So I added this configure thing, which, ignore the WPF layout bugs, it works. So we can turn off bits of things, or our diagnostics pain and happiness things, and we can adjust stuff and ignore the bugs. So yeah, this is now all of the bits of UI we have from the WinForms prototype app, which means I can delete the WinForms prototype app, which was always the sort of short-term, medium-term goal. So that's cool. But I would like to make it a little better, because this is not ideal. Like the fact this is a checkbox, these are radio buttons, I want them to look like buttons. So tonight, I'm going to try a custom control with Skia, with Comet. But first, actually, this has been bugging me for ages. So I want to just fix this. So yeah, what I want to do, that's better, is just add a little bit more polish to this UI. Polish to the actual drawing will come hopefully next week. Gonna see if I can get Scott to join me and do all the work while I watch. But yeah, I thought let's polish up this UI a bit, and then we can delete the WinForms UI layer, which would be good. So I'm just not sure how this will go and where I should do it to start with. So I do have the Comet solution open. Oops, no, I wanted to not pin that. I don't know what I've done. Oh, go down the bottom. No. Right, well that's all happening. Okay, I have a feeling something. Okay. Yeah, right. Let's just pull the latest. What was I saying? This is great radio. Oh yes. So I don't know whether I should start to do it in here, because this will be easy to debug problems, or just start in here, because this is where I want the code to go. But firstly, let's talk through what we're going to do. Really? No new commits? Okay. Alright, so what we have in our UI, which is here, is we have a block of radio buttons for the tool. And we have a block of toggles for the layers. And then we have these buttons and things. I'm going to leave this for now. Maybe fix it up later. Probably should. But yeah, first things I want to do is get these and these. These. And actually, there's a toggle here. I want to get them looking like buttons physically. So I could create a new Comet control. So these things here are Comet controls, or Comet views. But there isn't a toggle button, and the toggle doesn't have a text component. It's just a on off. So the way that you would normally do that, well, I guess there's two ways to do a comet control, right? I can create something that's just an aggregate of others. So like this little bit here, I could extract that logic and say, hey, this is a checkbox. Because I don't actually, is there a checkbox? No. So I could do that. That could work. But there isn't a way on a comet button to have a toggle mode. So the other type of custom control I can make is a fully custom control. So new toggle button, give it a text, whatever. The issue I have with that is I'm not sure where to put the code. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so that's a comet control. Right, so let's take radio button, for example. If we look at radio button, which I'll just decompile, even though the source is open, but there's not much to it. The idea behind comet controls is there's not much to them. So this has a label, this is when it's selected, has an on-click action, that's it. And this is all, this is all comet stuff. There's no WPF, there's no Skier, there's no Xamarin, none of that. This is all just comet. This is like basically a plain class, and that's what gives Comet its speed in terms of updating the screen. So then what happens in Comet is there's things called handlers. So here, all these things, this one, radio button. So there is a handler for radio button that is registered in this WPF app, library, and it says basically, when you see a radio button, here's the thing that knows how that really works in this platform. So there's a radio button handler in WPF, there'll be one for iOS, one for Android, etc. So this handler maps a radio button onto a WPF radio button, which is just this, but, defined nicely. And, here's where we create our real view. We hook up an event handler. Here we just say, hey, so virtual view, that's the comet control. We say, hey, virtual view, you've been clicked. The label is the content. The selected property maps to the use check property. It's interesting, this map, it's not like returning is checked. That's interesting. I would have thought maps would have gone both ways. No, this is the same. Anyway, so that's a handler. So the handler needs to reference WPF and Comet, and it would need to see my control. So if I put the control in here, the handler can't go here because this doesn't reference WPF. Let's put the handler here. But this references that, doesn't it? So yeah, actually that'll work. Yeah. Anyway, the other thing I can do though, because these classes don't do anything, is possibly some functionality in Radio Group. I don't know. Oh, there's a handler for it. Maybe it's the handler. There's the Radio Group handler. So, no. So since these don't do anything, that also kind of means I'm free to reuse it, right? I can say, hey, a radio button, which has the properties I want, of basically a label and a boolean, I can now say, no, you know what? You look like something else. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do that. What it means is, and what I like about that, is this Comet library, this trains Comet UI, says, logically speaking, I want a bunch of radio buttons. That's all it says. It says nothing about how they're rendered. And I like that, because logically these are radio buttons. Each one goes on and off. The rendering is part of WPF, so it makes sense that it comes in this thing, which is where the handle would be. So that's cool. It does kind of fall down then when I say I want a checkbox. There's nothing in this radio button that I think I can't use this up here. So it kind of falls down. Maybe I should make a checkbox control for that. But anyway, so let's start with the radio buttons and we'll see how we go. So the first thing we need to do, this line where we init, we init Skier. And what that does is it calls wf.ui. So that sets up all the default handlers. This, in theory, could overwrite some of them. It probably doesn't. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this calls WPF init because this is in skier.wf. Like it's this weird triangular dependency thing. So all this does is register some handlers. So the way this works, though, is I can come in here and say registrar.handlers.register, and I can say, you know what, I want a radio button to be handled by my toggle button handler. And if I just create one of these, that should go blue. Yeah. So now this thing's going to set up the standard WPF radio button handler, and then I'm overriding it. So now any radio button will come through this, which is awesome. And then there's a abstract handler, which I can use, which takes a radio button, and maps it to a system.controls. Now, I don't want a radio button. The trick about WPF is there's this control called a toggle button. So that's what I want, because the toggle button is visually a button, but acts like a toggle. So, we only need abstract crap here. So, yeah, here we just need to go this new toggle button. And that should work. Yeah, let's try it. Obviously, there'll be nothing on the button. I'm not doing anything with it, but it should draw, I think. We'll see. Hello, Scott. Hello from New Zealand. Stop working. It's 8:45. Actually, maybe it's not in New Zealand. Cool. That worked. So yeah, these are toggle buttons. No content, so they're tiny, but it worked. Which is really cool. Like, mind blown. Kind of. Here I've declared a UI, and here I've got a whole other thing that says how to render it, which is great. Because obviously on, iOS or the web or whatever, we can change our renders, but our logic stays the same. And this shouldn't have affected anything here because there weren't any radio buttons. Boy, that layout bug's going to get me by the end of the night. So let's put some content in, which I think was like map. No. Interesting. There's not much to map. How does this work? I'm just going to basically rip off the radio button handler. Static read-only mapper. Oh. Base constructor. Okay. Let's just copy that. And let's make a toggle button handler. Property mapper. Cool. That's an interesting convention that it's public static. I wonder if anything actually ever writes to it. Well, probably not this one. Let me just drag it on. I search for that. No, it does. That's right. I'm sure it has a purpose. I'm going to copy them as well, because I can. That's probably all I need. Except, oops. That's a toggle button. That's a toggle button. Conveniently, the base type for a WPF radio button is a toggle button. So pretty much everything hopefully should work for me for free. And in fact, I'm going to copy that too. I can do that myself. Click. Whoop. Can't spell. Click. And double click. Cool. Toggle button. That's interesting. Virtual. No, that's alright. He's not had this on me. Is that all it's complaining about? Yeah, cool. That's just coding styles. Cool. Excuse me. Okay, this should now show text on the buttons. And they actually might work. Yeah, I guess they will, because we've got all the functionality. Hey, it's highlighted. So that looks much better than radio button. Now will it unhighlight? No. Okay. So that's interesting, because I wonder if that's technically a bug in Comet. I mean, probably not, but let's just have a look at iOS. So radio buttons. Yep. Is checked, that's fine. Radio group. So radio. Here we go. Yeah, so this is what I need to do. Because this is going to presumably uncheck down here. I'm guessing, yeah, this unchecks the rest. So what WPF Comet was doing was relying on the fact that in WPF, the native rendering for radio buttons does the unchecking for you. So that's interesting. I mean, I can implement the same thing. That's pretty easy. In fact, I pretty much just copy this code. So I'm just copying code. Excuse me. And I will do that. But I wonder if that's a bug in WPF. Like, it's kind of a fair assumption. The radio button in WPF will be rendered as a radio button. But strictly speaking, you can override anything. In fact, could I have overridden this? I can override create view, but that doesn't help these map things. No. Oh, I've got to change them. Okay, that's interesting. Where's my radio group go? This one. So this, we keep a list. Hook up each exchange. Yeah, that's pretty good. Dispose. Looks pretty simple. I haven't dug into this layout stuff, and I really should. But I mean, in an ideal world, I would like to step into the code of whatever WPF layout bug is happening here. But I think it's been fixed already anyway. I'm just not using the packages I'm using haven't been updated. Actually, I should check that. TNuget. Clients. I just search for it. probably have it bookmarked. And it's the first one. It's not that one either. Hold on. 273. Where's the last update date? Doesn't say. No, not what I wanted. A month ago. Yeah. Same as last week. That's okay. Alright, so I need to go with my radio button handler. I need a radio group. And a toggle button group handler. No problemo. That was an abstract layout. No, don't do that. What do we got? Add. Cool. And removed. And dispose. And that's probably it. Get render view. Insert. Oh. I hope insert. Oops. I hope insert calls added. What does this have? Remember this one? This one. Subview added. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't I override on added? I did. Oh, abstract layout handler. Yeah. Helps if you do the right thing. Okay, now let's check. Right. Add. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, this is the problem. We can't. Oh, that's a WPF layout handler. This is an iOS one. So this must not have as much functionality. That could be a spanner in the works. Yeah. Handle children added. Yeah, so that must, in the iOS case, that must be calling some nice method somewhere. No, yeah, handle thing. It's weird. I wonder where subview added. Let's check. Oh, well, not subview added. Subview added. What is that override? Can I go to something? Database. Sure. Whoa. Where is this going? It's going to object. Subview added. Oh, goodness. Comes from Xamarin Forms. I'm guessing. Or Xamarin. Possibly not Forms. Okay. That's interesting. So this is a UI view. So what's our WPF one? Abstract layout handler. That's better. Okay. So, alright. That's interesting. That's a more direct dependency than I guess I thought. No, that makes sense. Alright, so I should in theory be able to hook up to, yeah, like this internal children should have events. Okay, when's a good time to hook up events? Set view. No, hang on, let's copy iOS. Oh no, it is insert view. So that, how do we, oh no. Oh, okay, no, it's not using events. That's right. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Let's try a event just hooked up here. Hopefully internal children is actually set. Oh no, there's no events. Nope. And there's nothing, huh? So, anyone written a comment layout handler? Any names jumping out at you here? I thought that might have said items in host changed. Mouse. On render. Visual children. I want real children. Huh. Okay. That's very annoying. I wonder if this isn't possible. Unless there's something about panel. Let me close the rest of this, actually. Remember what I'm doing. So in WPF, that one. Oh, stack layout handler. Does that have anything? Nope. Yeah, see, this just needs to be exposed. Like, have this call a protected method or something. Children view children changed. Well, maybe I'll try doing that. Maybe I'll. Oh, I can't override set view. That's public. Validate range. I mean, I could probably do something dodgy, like there on in a range override, make sure I'm hooked up to everything. I guess. Let's try that. Why not? Ooh. I'm guessing that one. We'll abuse things. Believe in recompiling libraries. Yeah, well, I could do that. I could just edit the DLL. Yeah, I do wish I had a better setup where I was referencing a locally built comment or something, but I did try that for like a whole stream and got nowhere. Alright. So we need a list of our toggle buttons, and I would like to make that blue. Controls. Oh, not one of them. Alright. So we're gonna go through all of our. Really? Oh, no. Children. Yep. We're gonna go through all of our children. do whatever that does first. So, if this is a toggle button, then we want to do what? We want to say, if we already know about it, then do nothing. If we don't know about it, button, so add it, and then hook up to its checked event, and yeah, that makes sense. And then in here, but in controls, if button isn't our sender, then we want it unchecked. That should work. We need to do a lot more cleanup, I guess. So when a control's removed, we want to stop listening. I guess, yeah, so it can be cleaned up. Let's do dispose. Really? Really? Okay. Oops. That's a surprise. Is a WPF panel not disposable? Oh, I guess it's just not public. Yeah, virtual. Surely that's a UI element. One of these has got to be disposable. Wow, I've never dug into WPF. In fact, I've never really used WPF in anger. Wow, it's not disposable. Okay, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Fine, I won't dispose. Where my thing go? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, when a control is removed, we will know about it because it's not in our children. So, this is not efficient code, but we're going to do it anyway. Oh, come on. But right, so keep track of all the controls we've seen. Now we go through every button we know about, and if scene doesn't contain the button, then it's been removed. So we minus that file. Does this have a dispose? No. Okay. Oh, and I want to remove the button, but of course you can't do that. Alright. Cheats method. Let's see if that works. And I'm suspecting that buttons will get added and removed all the time, because as we toggle that view, although the group handler would also be added and removed, maybe. Depends how color works. Alright, we have tracks. F8 trains, track should unselect. Yeah. Hey, custom radio buttons. Not bad. And then basically, yeah, it doesn't crash. That's all I was hoping for. God, those trains are terrible. Oh, and that happens. Okay. So, cool. We have a toggle button handler with dodginess. That's nice. So yeah, some more extensibility might be good. Might PR that Let's go handle button. Is it checked? Make it a bit nicer. So that was actually quite easy. Wait, we changed this? What did we change here? Ah, nothing. Cool. Just going to prove a point. So, no changes to the Comet library, completely different UI. That's awesome. In fact, that's so awesome, I will commit it. So, radio buttons that look like buttons. Cool. So that's the radio buttons. Now the trick is I want to do it to the checkboxes too. So I kind of got, well, it's the same two options here. I can create a custom control for this, then a handler, and then a etc. Or I could make these radio buttons. No, I can't make these radio buttons because I don't want these to go. Wait a minute. Why didn't that uncheck itself? So, let me explain what I'm thinking. Radio buttons normally, or the code I've written, basically when I check one, I go and uncheck the others. Fine. But what's happening here? So this is where we check whether the item is selected. And we do it by comparing the current tool property. And then when you click it, we set the current tool property. So if you imagine two of these buttons, when one sets the current tool to itself, this selected check here will fail. So these actually should have acted as radio buttons by virtue of what I'm doing with them. Because I was just thinking, like, if I make these ones, oh, wait, I've lost my controls. Ah, this one. Oh yeah, all these ones. If I make these radio buttons, they're gonna toggle each other, right? Which I don't want. But actually, since each one is enabled individually, yeah, if this was doing the toggling, I wouldn't need any of this code, and I could use this as a generic toggle button, which is a bit weird because it's called radio button, and now I'm breaking what I said before about logically it's a radio button. But it would work. I wonder why this doesn't work. Selected. Should we dig into bindings? I kind of feel like to do that, I'd have to be experimenting in the Comet repo. So I might not do that. Yeah, let's not. Alright, so if I want radio buttons here, I've kind of got two options. Create a custom control. Use a radio button, but put each of these layers in its own radio button group, or radio group. Or use a radio button, but add a flag. No, I can't do that. I was going to say add a flag to say, hey, this radio button doesn't participate in this thing. I want this to be individual. But I can't add that to radio button because I'm working at the handler level. So that makes sense. So, what's the best option? custom control, or I've forgotten the other one now. Oh yes, individual radio groups. Let's do a custom control. Let's see about that. So essentially, I want, let's go like this. I want a, I could call it a toggle button. Yeah, that works. Okay, I want a toggle button. I need to give it a name, and I want it. Ooh, we're going to do binding. Is this a get in a set? Value and on changed. Okay, this will be interesting. This could fall in a heap. Alright, that's what I want it to look like. This is how I want it to function. Cool. Oops, did I delete? I need that, I need that. I can go one line. Okay. So, a toggle button. Ooh. Yep, it's view. This is called value. And this is called on changed, I believe. Kind of just got a copy. I don't know why they didn't name them properly. It's probably a bug. I'm just going to copy the toggle. And we'll see how we go. Let's bring that up. Alright, is on changed. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll just do that. That's much easier. That's interesting, you don't need to store the value. But, well. And then because my coding standards are different to, oops. Is multicast action not a, is this a comment thing? Oh, it is. Oh, now I don't want to do this. I don't want to be copying wholesale bunches of code. Well, so what does it do? It just allows adding, I'm guessing. A binding set invert. No, okay, yeah, this is bindings. I don't feel like I'm qualified to work this and understand it. So I might have to bail on this idea. But, yeah, so like when, yeah, this multicast action is responsible for an action invoke. Oh, okay, no, it's not. Oh, okay. So maybe we can hope for the best. It's binding. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. So if you actually read the code, fine. So what this is doing is saying, when I create a lambda, so in here, I say when value changes, set the enable property. What this is doing is saying, what I'm actually going to do is set this binding, which is my value function, then call the action, which I can do in here by, instead of onChanged, I can do a value, and we can do onChanged, and we can do value dot set v. That's a question. And what's wrong with that? Set is not null. Method name expected. Oh, there you go. Cool. So that's the same thing as a multicast delegate. It's just, yeah, obviously, just for me. Is this not used? Oh, access. Okay. Yeah, different coding standards. Option parameters banned or something. Oh no. What's this? Is on is uninitialized. Yeah, that is weird. Oh. Oh, so there you go. It's not. Oh, anyway, that's nullable anyway. Unchange maybe null. Fine. Makes sense. Do it the right way. And this is being nullable. Everything is nullable. Cool. Alright, so I've created a control, in theory, for toggle. Now, I need to go and copy a little bit more. Because this is also a radio button. Oh, I should have copied this one. Interesting, this doesn't do the multicast delegate stuff. Wonder if that's the bug. On click? No, because that's just an on click. That's not on a check changed. Huh. That's very interesting. So this is just a normal class. Alright. Copy the wrong code. Yeah, go in. Okay, so we have a label selected. We have on click. We have that one. And this is toggle button. And here, these need access modifiers. Yep. These need question marks. Which means these need question marks. Which means this needs a question mark. Whatever. And all the squiggles are gone. Okay. So this has all the functionality of a radio button. It doesn't require us to be in a radio group, which is good. I have no idea if this will work, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping this is just like when you call render on me, no, actually go and render something bigger, which shouldn't be important here. Okay, so we have our toggle button. We're using our toggle button. I picked the wrong constructor. Action. What's this? Oh, it takes a value. Well, that's weird. How does this work with radio buttons? Radio button takes the funk, takes the funk. Oh! The toggle took a value. The radio button didn't. Oh, and that's the difference. So maybe selected for a radio button is only like initially selected. Although, so look, it's used anyway. It's 13. It's all just mapping. Okay. Right, let's just go back in. So radio buttons work with this selected thing, which may or may not do anything, and a click action for when they're selected. Oh, I see. But nothing happens when they're unselected, which is a difference. Because this is on click. Oh, no, it's on click. Wait, how does this work? Oh, click. Right. Whereas I was doing... Yeah, see, on click, I want to toggle this. Alright, let's just do this. That'll do for now. I'm kind of curious to put a breakpoint here and see if this is ever hit and why. But maybe later. Alright, so that's a toggle button. That should work from the UI point of view. Because I map this the same as a radio button, I wonder if I can use my same handler. Oh, it maps a radio button. Ooh. I wonder if this can inherit from radio button. Oh, that's interesting. Guessing there's no... Yeah, let's do that. I want that. And I can generate the other one as well. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if I can save myself all this work. Except nullable. Okay. Oh, that's okay. They should let me pass it happily to comment, because comment is nullable oblivious. Okay, so that's happy. That's happy. So now I essentially have two radio buttons, and I want to render them both. Oh, since it inherits, maybe this works. And they're not in a radio group, so my unchecking code won't come into effect. Oh, this could be perfect. Oh, no, I need to override. I need to override this so this doesn't happen. This is going to throw, right? Yep. Oh. Okay, so I need to override get render view. That's cool. That's easy. Oh, wait. No, it's not. Because I can't call the base. I want to do that, but you're not allowed. Okay. Oh, that's very annoying. What does this do? Ugh, it does lots of stuff. Okay. Well, that's okay. I don't have to inherit. Yeah, well, I can't inherit, I guess. Put all that back. Alright, but what I can do, though, I can create a toggle button handler. I can still create a toggle button handler. Oh, really? Oh, wrong. Yeah. I thought that was the WPF radio button. Okay, so if I create a toggle button, a real toggle button handler, I could make, no, I can't make that an error from this. I can make this, call this, but there's not really any code here. Yeah, I guess I just have to duplicate this. And I've used the good name. Actually, you know what? Let's just rename this to a radio button handler, because that's what it is. And yeah, this is just my custom radio button handler. And likewise, I'll rename this one to radio button group handler. Sure. And okay, and then that's fine. And then toggle button handler is an actual toggle button. No, I want the comment toggle button. Oh, that's my comment. So that's a trains.net.comment.public. Toggle button. Okay. I can see now why this is the pattern inside comment. And then I can do using no, what? Oh, unnecessary. It will be necessary. Give me a minute. There you go. What is that? Oh, that's found it. Cool. Alright, nice. So this everything radio button needs to become toggle button. Sure. Why did it miss one? Oh no, it didn't. Okay. Not happy. Suppose you toggle on that. That's a comment toggle button to WPF, that's right. Map is happy. Why is there nothing to override? That's still a WPF handler. That's what I want. Huh. That's a native view. Ah, I changed it to the wrong thing. That's the one of them. That's one of them. And then view handler, that's fine. Virtual toggle button. Label. That's the property. Is this, which one's this supposed to be? That's what I don't know. What is that? That's a comment. Okay, cool. I think that's right. So it's just worried that this can be null. Virtual toggle button. Oh, label is null. Is that the issue? Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's see if this works. barely remember what I was doing. Yeah, okay. Nope. I've buggered this one up too. So, oh. Alright, let's do this. Naming is hard. Oh, I just don't want to cut that. Copy it. This is a toggle button. Now, in this one, I definitely want all of them to be WPF. Okay. Will you build? Will you run? Nope. Checked. That one. Go to that one. Build succeeded. There's nothing like success. What is it? Nothing succeeds like success or something? Is that the expression? So guessing that through an exception, because that's usually what it means when it doesn't run. It's probably like a null reference exception or something. Maybe. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, okay, yeah. So it selects the initial state for, yep. We have unable to cast a radio button to a toggle button. Where are you doing that? My number one, what? Position 9? Oh, line number 6, sorry, position 9. In this constructor. Is that the line of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh. Okay. So, two things. One, I forgot to hook up the toggle button, which is a column one, and this one needs to be a radio button. Cool. Now let's try. Hey. Alright. Track, good. That should unselect. Excellent. That, allow pug. Ooh, looks good. Happiness. Yes. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Custom buttons and controls and clicking. Cool. I can do this now here as well. Yay, yay, yay. I like it. Let's debug this while we're here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the initial. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's never been used again. That seems wrong. Like, it's surprising to me that this would only be for the initial state. Oh, I wonder if the issue is that this, yeah, none of this is state. If this was a Comet state thing, then I have a feeling that would work. And actually, this is on control delegate, so this is already Comet anyway. Maybe we can make this. Like, can I make this a binding? Is that a thing that works? Is valid. Current tool. So the value. value. Yeah, it's an object. Current value. Okay. That's cool. We can do that. Let's see if this works. Because, I mean, in an ideal world, you would not you would not use system. You still need that, don't you? No, wait. In an ideal world, I would just pass that in. Oh no, because there's no value there. Is there? Like, that's got to be a bool. So you do that. Yeah. No, so I would assume that what should happen is any time, so that gets clicked, that sets current tool, which then it means it knows to go and reevaluate anything that was using current tool. Interesting. Get return null. Current tool is null. Oh, I need to just, do I just need to set that to the first one? And this actually probably should be value. So that's null. So can I do a new binding? Yeah. Oh, and this has to be read only, right? I think. Oop. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh. Oh, it's property. Does it work on properties? I don't know if bindings work as properties. Let's find out. Okay, current value is null, but it's a binding. Cool. 2, 3, 4. Track. Current value dot set dot get. What? 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 Why does set return a value? Oh. It's a what? Okay, so is a binding not the right thing? Set is a set value. I am so confused. I thought the binding did stuff for you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's not binding. Maybe it's like binding helper. Binding object. Is that it? Set property. It's an iNotify property read. Oh, maybe is it state is a binding? Yes, state is a binding. Okay, and then this thing. This thing doesn't initialize set either. But yeah, this thing does the value wrapping for you. Okay. Let's make it a state. So it's a state of tool, and that's a new state, I'm guessing. Yep. And then we can go to all current value stuff. No, we can't. Oh, dot value. Okay. Oh, there's explicit stuff if I was assigning it. Yep. Delete that. Okay, and then do we have anything here? So this one I can set, right? Yep. Value equals, yep. And same thing, let's try this again. Choo-choo, yes indeed. We're trying to get trains, but we're fighting a UI framework. But that's okay, it's fun. Aha! Yes, that's better. So every time I click one of these, it reevaluates that. So I might not need the group handler now. Let's find out. I still need this because it'll throw an exception otherwise, but I might not need any code in it. So I can just do this. Use the standard one. Okay. That's interesting. So what I thought was a comet bug might actually be a trains bug, which is good. Yeah, because that's what I'd expect. Yeah, that's cool. That's much better. Declarative UIs. Yeah. So I've told it how to know it's selected and how to change the value. Everything else just works. That's cool. And these still work because they've got nothing to do with radio buttons. I like that. I like that a lot. Cool. All right. Custom radio button rendering. No custom radio button behavior. Delete code is fun. Current tool is state. That makes sense. I actually, can I make that not null? Yeah, I don't need this to be null. I think I vaguely remember when I first put in Comet that I was saying, you know, all this stuff should change and this should use Comet. So I'm kind of glad. Let's change this to a new toggle button called configuration, since it toggles the configuration screen. It didn't work though because I didn't do anything with it. Configuration shown. Will it toggle it automatically? No. Oh, look at that. It's a state. I should have worked this out. Okay, so we'll toggle it. That's fine. No, we won't. What? Oh, yeah. Huh? What's wrong with that? Can I convert from bool to system.action? Is everything in action? Bool equals not that. Where are you getting action from? Oh. There we are. Okay. Now let's see if that works. Okay, what else should be a state? I forgot what I'm doing. Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Now that these are bindings, I can probably use this. No, I can't, because this has to bind to a bool. I think I've done this before. Yeah, that has to bind to a bool, and that state is complicated. Okay, that's fine. Does this have to be public? It does, and then it's used in here, so it has to be. Yeah, That's all right. Cool. I need to check this in. So, we did a bunch because I'm a bad person again. Oof. Yeah, we did way too much. I gotta get better at committing. But my subconscious knows that I'm the only one who works on it, so it doesn't matter. And I never look at the history. Alright. Let's cool. Now, can we make these nicer? Yes. We can, if nothing else, set height width. Hopefully that'll make it nicer. And now it's filled with green squiggles. If this complains about disposables, I'll be very annoyed. Oh, that looks terrible. No, it doesn't. Why is that so big? What have I... So, the text, the thing, it's a VStack, the text, padding. Can I do that? Cool. Hot reload, in theory, is supposed to work. But, oh, no, I'm not debugging. Okay. No. I would love to have a visible border. Like, why that's so big. Margin? Are these disposables? Warnings? Yeah. I have to turn that analyzer off, maybe. That's really weird, actually. The Comet controls, that are lightweight, non-UI, non-native controls, are disposable. But the WPF controls that are real are not. Yes, it's ugly, but we're going to do it anyway. So, but how do I make the button look better? I mean, I kind of need to align the text, but I'm not sure that like it is centered. Try margin. I don't really know how much of this is actually implemented in WPF either. Yeah. Could use it like do an SK text. Is that a thing? It is a thing. Let's try that. I wonder if an SK button has a plus control. I mean, a plus has text. That's fine. It's still huge, but set padding to 0 on everything. Does this work? Now, what? Unreachable code? Huh? Oh. You gotta do that. Turns out the compiler was right. Nope. I assume cascades means continue on to my children. But I've no idea. Looks right though. Nah, it's just huge. So what am I doing here? I'm adding a margin top to this. That won't, or isn't cascading because that's not 50 pixels. It's weird. Let's see what an SK button looks like compared to a button. See if we like minus more than plus. Oh, I do. Oh, I kind of like that a lot. Okay, there's one win. That one. And I'm guessing I can do a border or something as well. Yeah, that looks much nicer. Okay. Border. Can we do circle? No, circle. So it looks like. System.type. I would guess that for doing type of circle, but I don't know why you would. Weird. Whoop. Yeah, that looks terrible. But anyway. Oh, found an exception. Yep. Oh, I know what that is. That is. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, because Comet hasn't been annotated. So that is. Ignore clicks and breaks. We have no tool. Okay, back to these. So, do we want a border? Do we like the circle? I think it just points out. Oh, really? Yes, I know. I'm working on it. I think it just kind of highlights that the text is just terribly not centered. So turning off the border might be good. What equals null? Return. Oh, return. Why is that return a bool? Oh, it doesn't. I wonder what that means. Okay. Yeah. See borders. Alright. Maybe we'll try and align it. So we've got somewhere here. I had text align center. There wasn't a text alignment middle, was there? No. Is there a vertical? No. Wonder what happens to get rid of the frame. Is it going to be like as big as it needs? Let's do a circle. See which one looks better. I think it might be time to call it quits though with this level of absolutely having no idea what I'm doing. Oh, yep. Well, it's big. But at the same time, it now takes up all that extra size. So it kind of looks better. And that kind of looks like it's centered. I don't know what's going on there. That's way too wide. That H-stack. Is it the WPF text? Maybe I need to remove that. There could be bugs with that it's not measuring properly. No, that's worse. Ugh. See, if I give that a frame, that's going to give it a fixed size, which I kind of don't want. I just want this to be evenly distributed, which should be fill horizontal, fit horizontal. Is that what I want? I have a feeling that's what it would be doing by default. But I could be wrong. No. Okay. So this is too wide, and that one looks too wide too. But again, without specifying the width, presumably these are being measured. And they're just coming out too big. But I don't know which is big. Like, whoops. Is this panel wider than it should be? I do like the look of that. Actually, let me just, while I'm here, let's dial the font size down a bit. Yeah, so that hasn't helped at all. Definitely a sizing issue. And it's barely even changed the padding. I think the padding vertically here has changed a tiny bit. But not enough. But I do like that. I really do. Except for that misalignment there. I don't like that. Alright. Executive decision. Undo all this. Yep, sure. Boo. Too far. Keep going. I think that's it. What was next? Insert text. What text? Let's see what that looks like. If only I had some kind of source control. I would need to undo all the time. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to stop before I break it again. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to... That's that. And that's that. Yeah. Oh, it's just 2 11 objects. Yes. Oh, so I'd already checked in changing that to a state. Really? Wow. Okay, I did have Git to help me. Into a toggle button, which is that one. And we do that. And then the monumental thing is deleting this project. Let me just double check, but I don't think we need it anymore. Because we have that and that and that and that and that. That all works. This looks way crisper. Like, this is doing, proper high DPI rendering, I'm guessing. WPF isn't. I don't know how to do that, but it's presumably a Google away. Yeah, this does everything. Oh, WPF does everything. This does. So I'm gonna call it a day for this. You served me well, Mr. Rapid Application Development. But you're gone. Oh, I can't delete. Alright, I'll remove. And then I'll remove. And now I'll delete. Oh, big screen is big. What's that? Oh, that's interesting. I can rename one of these. This one, perhaps, could not have the word comet in it. And then Yes, then some of my usings actually make sense. Okay, let's do this. Save all. Remove informs, right? What a monumental day for Comet. For Comet trains. Alright, so that's done. I need to change. Oh, okay. I need to change this and this and this. Yeah, like some of these even possibly get. Yeah, now I need to use them for this, which is awesome. Okay, and then this one, I could get rid of this, I reckon. Just put in using. Yay. Yay. And then Unity. Oops. Unity using. You got using. And you got using. But now this, I think. Oh. Ruined. Okay. Come on. Why am I doomed? Oh, because it's train.net. The one thing I wanted to do. Ah, terrible. Okay. Does it run? Nope. Because I lost that. Try again. Come on, dependencies node. Yay. Does things, that does things, that does things. It all works. And the absolute worst part that annoys me and somehow I feel like I should be able to fix, but it's too much effort. I can't bother, is renaming this folder. Because this is the wrong name. But if I do it in here, if I save as, it won't. Well, will it? No, so I can't even do that. That's it. I want to save the project as. Nope. I want to rename the project. Nope. So what we have to do is we close Visual Studio and we go here and we rename that. That was already renamed, that's okay. And then we go here and we say open this in code and we hello? Oh, we move the window so we can see it. There. That's it. That's a Grip VS for one little change. It's sad. It's sad. And if it loads, we check it in and we say goodnight. Well, it loads. And therefore it should run. Whoa, look at all those changes. That makes sense to me anyway. Cool. We're done. We can push. We have a much nicer UI. We have custom controls. We have no more WinForms, which means we have no excuse not to create a iOS, Android, etc. front end, Mac. Excellent. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and catch you next time. Bye.